Good day to you. Clive Maund here of clivemaund.com. The date is Wednesday the 3rd of September 25. The reason I'm looking a little bit formal today with this silver jacket and silver tie is to celebrate the imminent breakout by silver above the key $50 level. Now that's made a lot more likely by yesterday's quite dramatic breakout by gold out of its very large bull pennant that we've been following for some months. Now we'll quickly go through the charts to see what's going on. We'll start with this the chart for gold, because that has a huge bearing on the outlook for silver, of course. Now this 6-month log scale chart for gold shows the huge bull pennant, or large bull pennant, had been forming since its April peak. And for some weeks, I have been predicting an upside breakout from this pennant, which was growing more likely with passing time. And we can see on this chart that yesterday it broke dramatically above the resistance at the April high, and making a good close. That marks the start of what should turn out to be a major upleg. Now, moving on from that, we'll move on to the 6-month chart for silver, where we see that silver has actually been outperforming gold in the recent past, and it's been advancing steadily in a kind of staircase pattern with sharp uplegs followed by flag or pennant consolidation patterns. And it now looks ready, having broken out of the latest pennant just about a week ago, it now looks ready to advance to challenge the key $50 level, which of course is made a lot more likely, as I just mentioned, by the gold's breakout yesterday. Now we'll move on quickly to look at the silver proxy iShares Silver Trust. The reason for looking at this is that on the stock charts chart for silver does not show volume or the accumulation or the related accumulation line. So looking at this silver proxy SLV chart, which is the faithful proxy for silver, we see that in addition to all the pattern, the similar pattern that we saw on the silver chart, we can see that the volume pattern is very bullish, with strong volume on the rallies, followed by the volume dying back in a satisfactory manner as the flags and pennants are formed. And the move that's starting now looks like it could be very big, and even though it's got some way, a point to make is that from the current price, it's still got some distance to go before it reaches the key $50 level. But it looks like it's going to get there in short order now, with gold advancing again. And once it does break above 50, we can see dramatic acceleration. It won't be a staircase advance; it will really take off. Moving on to our next chart, what we'll do now is zoom out via the 7-year chart for silver, where we see that since the big post-COVID rally in 2020, it's essentially been consolidating in a huge handle of a giant cup and handle pattern that dates back to the 2011 highs, or well, when it started to decline in 2012. And the handle part of this pattern is comprised of or has formed above a very large bowl pattern, which is now projecting the price higher at an accelerating rate. And I will not talk about all the details of these charts, otherwise this video will get long. So we'll now move on to the next one. Before leaving this chart, notice that it's now accelerating to the upside, with the bowl pattern promising to slingshot silver higher. Next chart. This is a chart going back to the year 2000. It's a very important chart because it shows the entirety of the great 2000s bull market, and how that was followed by a massive consolidation pattern from the 2011 highs, or correction consolidation pattern, which is now complete. And the price is getting very close to breaking above the 2011 highs, which are critical for silver. And this should lead to dramatic acceleration. And of course, it's normal for silver to be laggardly during the early stages of a major precious metal sector bull market. And as you can see at the top of this chart, gold has been racing ahead, and now silver is set to follow. Now we move on to This is a very important chart, this next chart, because it shows that the silver over gold ratio is still a relatively very low level, which means that this bull market is still in its infancy, this precious metal sector bull market, despite the big rise in gold over the last 18 months or so. This bull market is still in its early stages, as shown by the silver to gold ratio. Next, we'll move on to a couple of examples, or an example of a stock which was picked and highlighted on the site on clivemond.com towards the end of August, when we bought it again, because we bought it earlier back in February at about, when was it? I don't see the exact price. It was about 19.5 cents. That's right. It was bought at 19.5 cents in February. So we're up, you know, significant amount this year. But it's we bought it again, and a very bullish article was posted on it on the site last week. And now lastly we will see what happened to it yesterday. It gapped higher on record volume. So anybody who bought it on the as a result of that article last week has already done very well. So if you want to see recommendations such as this, come over to the site, subscribe to the site. It's only $75 a month, and I think you'll agree, looking at this chart, that you could make back the cost of your subscription very quickly. It's $75 for a month, and I think $150 for 3 months. Anyway, that's it for now, and it looks like the sector's going to really take off here, especially silver. Once silver gets above $50, which I'm expecting to happen shortly, it should race ahead. So we're going to be looking at a lot of these silver stocks and also gold stocks, of course, on the site in the coming weeks. That's all for now. Have a good day. Goodbye.